Hello and welcome to Business Reporter's Best Banks in America campaign. Managing your money, whether it's for your household or your business, isn't always easy. With rising costs, complicated financial products, and customer service that can often feel cold and distant, many of us end up banking with big institutions simply because we think there's no alternative. But what if there is a better option? Today, we're diving into the world of credit unions. What are they, how they work, and what they can offer that traditional banks often can't. To help us unpack all of this, I'm joined by Ryan Goldberg, President and CEO of DFCU Financial, one of Michigan's largest and most respected credit unions, with over 240,000 members. Ryan, welcome. Great to have you with us. Let's start with the basics. What is the fundamental difference between a bank and a credit union?
Credit union falls under an organizational structure that is a financial cooperative model. And what that means is our organization is structured as a member-owned entity. So we don't have shareholders in a credit union. Banks have shareholders. And that gives us an opportunity to look at our key constituents and stakeholders, which are the company, the employees, the communities, and the members that we serve, without the need to focus solely on driving shareholder return. But we're really trying to create that differentiated experience by letting people have access to all of the tools that we have for member engagement without pushing people in any one certain direction, because when that happens, you're ultimately not going to get the best service, you're not going to get the best advice and guidance, and ultimately you probably won't get the best level of expertise and solutions that meet your financial objectives.
In your experience, do people really understand what a credit union is and how it differs from a bank? Or are you still fighting a bit of an awareness battle?
So we're seeing more and more people understand what a credit union can do and what the capabilities are. But your point is a valid one. We still struggle from an awareness perspective. There are a lot of people who feel like if they're not a part of some affiliation, they're not part of a union of some type, they're not part of an airline or a teacher's organization, that they're not eligible. The reality is, if you live or work in the areas in which we operate, there are no barriers to entry. You can come in, you can do business with the credit union, we can offer you any of the products and services in our diverse lines of business that would meet your needs, but it's an ongoing challenge for us to make sure that there is an understanding that we welcome all types of people that are living and doing business in our particular areas of operation.
You talk about the experience, but let's talk about the actual services. How have credit unions evolved to compete with banks on products like mortgages, investment services, and business loans? Can you really match what the big players offer?
So we've always built the organization back to our inception in 1950 on a consumer banking approach. So we're providing deposits, we're providing consumer loans, residential mortgages to members. Over the last couple of decades, then we launched into a wealth management aspect where we're helping individuals, whether they have a small amount to invest or they're a higher net worth individual, find the expertise to achieve their investing goals over the course of time. And even more recently, our entry into commercial banking. We now have the ability, in my mind, to meet about 95% of the needs out there between consumers, wealth-oriented individuals, and business clients. And that's been an evolution that's happened over the last number of years. So the goal is really for our team to be an expert. We want trained individuals who care about the members that they're serving and come across with a high level of knowledge and credibility. So if we're an expert at what we do, we strive to make it easy for them, then we are going to make their day. And if we make their day, they're going to leave their interaction with DFCU feeling empowered, more knowledgeable, and more financially successful after engaging with our team.
Okay, let's bring it home for our viewers. If someone stops you on the street and says, Ryan, what is DFCU Financial? How do you describe it in a sentence or two?
full service financial institution that can meet consumer wealth management and business needs. It's under a unique model, a not-for-profit cooperative model where we don't have shareholders, that our focus is primarily on the members. We have a revenue and profit sharing component that as our company is successful, we pay cash back in the form of dividends once a year to those people who are instrumental in our success. We stand right there with any other credit union, community bank, and or regional national organization as well.
So just to clarify, you were talking about financial services to individuals and their private line, but also to businesses?
That's correct. We have three key areas of focus from a business line perspective: consumer banking, wealth management, and commercial banking. And we believe that we can be competitive and actually differentiate ourselves in a positive way relative to any of our competitors out in the marketplace, whether that's a credit union, a community bank, or even some of the larger regional banks, because of the product offering and because of our team.
How do you make this happen?
The first thing is alignment at the top of the company. We have a strategic plan that is a focus on the member. We also have to have the right skilled people. So we're very selective in who we bring on the team. We want to make sure that these are the right type of folks who are trainable, who are coachable, who want to be successful in the eyes of the member. Ultimately, then our next step in that process is making sure that we are providing them with training, development opportunities, and the right types of products and solutions that they can meet the members' needs.
You defined your industry mission as supporting members and account holders first. It suggests that you are committed to the communities where you provide your services. Is this a fair assumption?
What we're really passionate about is financial literacy, financial education. And that comes in a variety of different ways within our company. One of the things that is a hallmark for our organization is this concept of providing advice and education. And we do that in a couple of different ways. We will start very, very early in the financial evolution of students. We support the school systems that operate within our communities. We have financial literacy program, we have budgeting tools, we have all of these different types of options that help students start to learn so that they can be successful in their financial future. We truly believe that if we're educating them early and we're providing those insights, once they start moving from a part-time summer job to a full-time employment and beyond, they're that much more prepared. For our existing members who have banked with us for a long time, we have financial education webinars that we're constantly doing that have a variety of different topics that we focus on, whether it's leveraging your Social Security, investing, estate planning, it might be budgeting, it might be how to manage your credit to prepare for a borrowing situation, leveraging your savings. There's a whole litany of opportunities for people to engage with us.
Okay, perhaps you could give us some case studies and some anecdotes, how you made life and business for your customers easier.
So we hear story after story each year of how we are contributing to the overall financial well-being of the people that trust us to be their financial services provider. I think the biggest thing is really revolves around our cashback dividend program. And this is a program that we've had in place for 19 years. And it is a profit sharing component. But unlike a bank, our credit union shares those profits back with the members. So each year in January, after we close out the books and assess our financial performance for the previous year, we distribute in early January a dividend payment to eligible members. We've distributed almost $500 million in profit back to the members in thanks and in recognition for what they have done to help our company be successful. One of the things that comes up every year post the distribution of our cashback dividend is how that profit sharing component impacts people in a positive way. I just got a letter within the last number of months from a member who cited that they had an appliance that was not working, that if they were going to replace it, they were going to need to incur either a credit card debt or some type of personal loan, but the cashback dividend, which was reflective of their contribution to the company allowed them to buy a new refrigerator. The other thing that comes up often is we hear this from students. They're eligible for cash back, and we see that many of these college students are using the cashback dividend to pay for books and other ancillary expenses. I mentioned commercial banking earlier. We had a organization, Metro Jets Hockey Club, that was struggling to figure out how to finance a player dorm to house their players. And they had actually engaged with a number of other financial services providers without success. And they got to our team. We had a discussion about what was their objective, what were they trying to accomplish, and ultimately an SBA loan in conjunction with DFCU Financial met that need.
And finally, looking ahead, this is your 75th anniversary year. You're expanding into new markets like Florida. What's the vision for DFCU over the next 2 years?
So our company was started in 1950 by a small group of Ford engineers. We've now grown to be one of the largest credit unions in Michigan. We have expanded into Florida over the last couple years as well. Florida serves as a high growth market for us, and that also gave us an opportunity for adding commercial banking expertise as we've done some bank acquisitions of community banks in the market. We have a lot of Michigan members who do business in Florida. We have Michigan members who retire in that area. They have second homes, they vacation, they have other family members. So it's really been a win-win for us to move to a higher growth market, support the Michigan members that are already doing business with the credit union, and give us an opportunity to attract commercial banking talent, not only in Florida, but replicate that in Michigan as well. So every day we're looking to add quality consumers, quality businesses, and we believe that we have the service, we believe we have the product offering and the approach that can make this a very attractive place for people to do business for their financial needs.
That was Ryan Goldberg from DFCU Financial.